Hello students, in the previous class we have seen the accuracy, precision. So what is precision? We have seen precision is nothing but reproducibility of the measured value we have discussed, right? So means what? To the true value the measured value should be close. That one we call it as precision. So coming to precision, we are having different types. We are going to different types in precision to get the precision values. So there are different methods to express precision. So the first method is here mean. So as we know, we have studied in the mathematics mean. So mean is defined as what here? Mean is defined as the sum of all measurements by the total number of measurements. We call it as mean. So what we can say, mean is nothing but sum of measurement by the total number of measurement. We call it as mean. Okay, so here mean indicates, so here mean is nothing but x1 plus x2 so on xn by n. Okay, so this one we call it as mean, right? So where n indicates what here? Total number of measurements. Where x1 x2 so on xn indicates what here? Measurements. For example, let us take here, I'm taking 2 4 9 14 11. So this is the things I have taken. So here according to mean what we can write? 2 plus 4 plus 9 plus 14 plus 11. So how many values we are having? 1 2 3 4 5. So 5. So by doing this we are going to get one value. Okay, so this is about what here? Mean, the sum of all measurements to the total number of the measurement. We call it as mean. So let us count this one. 9 plus 11 20, 20 plus 20 40, 40 by 5 we are getting 8. So this is the value we have got. Next one, this is about mean. Next one, let us see about median. So what is median here? Median is nothing but it represents the value at which all other values are equally distributed. Means some value it will give, the remaining values are equally distributed. That one we call it as what here? Median. Okay, so what is median? According to even we are getting one median and odd we are going to get one median. So coming to here, median is nothing but here it represents a value about which all other values are equally distributed. So this is nothing but what? Median. For example, when you take odd measurements, for example we are taking odd. So when you take odd measurements, so here the median will be the middle value. Okay, so let us take, it should be arranged in the ascending order first of all. So here the values will be 11.07, 11.09, 11.11, 11.13, 11.14. So this is the median. Okay, so these are the values example we have taken. So these are 5 numbers we are having which is a odd. So in this the middle value we have to take. This is the value we have to take. So that one will be the median. So in this what is the median we are having? The median will be 11.11. Okay, so if you take even, so even means what you have to take? The middle two values you have to take and you have to divide it by 2. That one we call it as what here? Median. Okay, so let us take general example here. 11.07, 11.09, 11.11, 11.13, 11.14, 11.15. So 6 values we have got. So coming to here, we have to take 2 values. For these 2 values, we have to find the mean. The answer whatever we are getting, that one will be the median. Okay, so means what? 11.11 plus 11.13 by 2, we are going to get 11.12. So this is the median. Okay, for even numbers means what we have to see? First of all, we have to write it in ascending order. Then for odd what you have to see? For odd, the middle value you have to take. For even, what you have to do? This side equal you have to see, this side equal numbers you have to see, and the middle two values you have to find out the mean. So this is nothing but mean and median. So next one, we have to take standard deviation. So what is standard deviation? Let us discuss next one. Standard deviation. So the standard deviation is nothing but what here? The standard deviation is nothing but the square root of the sum of squares of deviation, which is divided by degree of freedom. We call it as standard deviation. So it is having some fixed value, that one standard value, that one we call it as standard deviation. Means if you do, what is the, let us see the definition first of all. Here what I am saying, square root of sum of squares of deviation divided by degree of freedom. Okay, so this one we call it as what here? This one we call it as standard deviation. Okay, so let us see here. This is also known as variance. This standard deviation is also known as variance. So means what? Which is denoted by sigma. Okay, so now let us see the formula of standard deviation for sample. If you take for sample, so the deviation for sample is this one. So according to definition, what I have told you here, the square root. So the square root of the sum of the squares of deviation divided by degree of freedom. So this one is the degree of freedom. So here sum of the squares we are saying no, x summation of n I is equals to 1. So this is nothing but standard deviation we are going to find. So here where n indicates what? Number of data values. S is nothing but sample of S we can write, or sigma also you can take. So here we have taken sigma. So this one we can write it as sample standard deviation. Xi is nothing but data values of ith number. X bar is nothing but sample mean. Okay, so for this, to calculate standard deviation, we should have to follow some conditions. It is having some conditions. So the first one, the first step what we have to, the step 1 indicates what? Means first of all you have to calculate the mean. First one you have to calculate the what here? Mean. So which is nothing but x bar. This is the first condition to calculate standard deviation. And the second condition, so calculate the deviation of each data. Means what here? By subtracting mean value from each number. Okay, so first what, next step what we have to do? Calculate the deviation of each data by subtracting mean value from each number. This is the second condition. So next what we have to do? Square of each deviation we have to do. Next we have to do square of each deviation. So next what we have to do? Next we have to add all square deviations. So we have to add what here? All square deviations. Next one what we have to do? We have to divide the number which is obtained in the step 1. Okay. So then that should be less than the n minus 1. So next what we have to do? We have to divide obtained in step 1. So we are finding mean value, no? That value we have to divide with that. So next what we have to do? We have to find a square root. Next we have to find what? Square root of the result, which gives the standard deviation of the sample. Okay. So now let us see general example. Here they have given the values like 600, 470, 170, 430, 300. So these are the values they have given to measure the height. Okay. So now what we have to do? What according to first step, what we have to do here? First we have to calculate the mean. So first we are calculating mean, which means 600 plus 470 plus 170 plus 430 plus 300 divided by 5. So you are getting the value some 394. Okay. So you are getting the value what here? 394. This is the mean value you have got. This is the first step. Second step what we have to do? Calculate the deviation of each data by subtracting mean value. So means what here? From this value we have to subtract this value. So then here to calculate variance means sigma square, if you are getting here, then what you have to do? 600 minus 394. Then after that 470 minus 394, 170 minus 394 and 430 minus 394, then 300 minus 394. Okay, so this is the thing we have to do. That is the second one. So means what? From these values we have to do subtraction from mean value. So what is the next one? Square of each deviation. So what we have to do? For this one we have to do square root. We have to square each deviation. So that is the third step we have seen. Next one what we have to do? Add up all square deviations. Already we have added these all square deviations. So next divide the number. So what? This square value should be divided with the mean value. So what is the mean from this step 1? So from this we have to divide it by total 5, which is obtained in the step 5. So then you are going to get the values like this. That is 206 whole square plus 76 whole square plus 224 whole square, 36 whole square plus minus 94 whole square divided by 5. Okay. So then what we are getting values here when we are dividing with 5? Then you are getting here the value is 42,436, 5,776, 50176, 1296, 8836. So this is divided by 5. Then you are going to get 108520 by 5. So the sigma square value we are getting is 21,704. Okay. So this is the sigma square, the standard deviation of the sample value. We have got this one. So if you find the square root, that is 21,704, you are going to get 147.32 mm. So this is the value we have got the standard deviation. So this is the way to find the standard deviation. So after that we are going to have confidence limits, confidence interval. Okay. So confidence interval and confidence limit. Okay, so to get the precision is nothing but what the measured value should be same to the true value, similar to the true value, should be close to the true value, right? So to calculate confidence limits, so first of all, what should you know means, to get the confidence limits, what we should know, so that you should be aware of your measurement values. Okay, so means precision is nothing but what, closeness of the true value, the measurement value should be. So it should be means how stable you are measuring your measurement values, means the value should be very close to the true value. That one we are describing in the confidence interval. So according to precision definition, we say that the closeness of the measured values to the true value, we call it as precision. So how much correctly you are measuring that values, means if you are repeating the experiment, same experiment, you are getting different values, right? So means that should be very accurate, that should be very correct, that measured value should be, that one you have to estimate here. So by this, what we can define confidence interval, the confidence interval is nothing but this is defined as a range of values. Range of values which is bounded by confidence limits, means whether it is positive or negative. Confidence limit is nothing but it will give positive and negative. Okay, that one we call it as confidence limits. So it is a range of values bounded by confidence limits within which the true value so we have to means what here, the values whatever we are getting, that should be with the confidence limits to get the true value. That one we call it as confidence interval. Okay, so means what here, there will be a pair of numbers, means pair of numbers is nothing but here it should have different pairs, one mean standard deviation or median standard deviation, standard deviation median, so like that pair of numbers it should have. So it is to estimate the confidence limits, what we should have, we should have pair of numbers, means what it will to estimate a characteristic like mean, standard deviation. Okay, so for that we should know the confidence limits. Okay, the confidence limits, the numbers which are known, we call it as, we are having confidence limits. Okay, that confidence limits consist of upper confidence limit and lower confidence limit. Okay, so means what here, the confidence intervals, means it should be calculated from the confidence limits can calculate the sample mean, sample size and also sample standard deviation. Okay, so this is nothing but, so it is denoted by plus or minus t, which is having x bar minus mu and s by root n. So where t indicates here, which depends upon the degree of freedom, so it depends upon what, degree of freedom, and where x bar is nothing but mean, mu is nothing but true value, standard deviation, here number of values in the set. Okay, so now let us see example how to calculate this one. So first one, so they have given a 7 points signal, means for example they have given some examples, that is 2 6 4 1 7 3 6 1 7 1 6 5 1. So these are the data they have given, means 14 users to add a channel on their cable So the 14 users had came. So after the task, they had rated the classified on 7-point signal case equation. Okay, so this is a given 95% confidence interval. So now we have to find the here confidence limit. They have given 95% as what here, 95% as confidence interval in the question, and they told us to find out confidence limit. So the first step here is we have to find out mean. The first step what we have to find here, the first step is mean, that is 2 plus 6 plus 4 plus 1 plus 7 plus 3 plus 6 plus 1 plus 7 plus 1 plus 6 plus 5 plus 1 by 14. So you are getting 3.64 is the mean. This is the first step. And coming to second step, the standard deviation you have to find. What is this? After doing standard deviation, we are going to get the value is 2.47 is the standard deviation. So means we have calculated previously in here standard deviation, same like that only you have to calculate these values to form the standard deviation of the sample. So after getting standard deviation, what we have to do? We have to find out the square root. Means what here? The third step is here the standard deviation is divided by the square root of the sample size. So means what here? 2.47 by root over 14. So the size of the sample is 14. We have to do that one. So we are going to get what here? 0.66. So they have given 14 values. First we have to find the mean value. After finding mean value, we have to calculate standard deviation. After that, what we have to do? The standard deviation is divided by square root of the sample. This is the value we have got. So next, margin of the error. The fourth step we are doing here is margin of the error. So the margin of the error is nothing but what? The standard error. The error what we have got. This one should be multiplied by 2. Then you are going to get 1.3. Okay. To remove the error, we are multiplying with the 2. Okay. So now the last step. So then what we have to do? By adding and subtracting the margin of the error. Then it will give confidence interval. Okay. So here, see here. What is the next step we are having? By adding and subtracting the margin of error from the mean. So means what here? We have got value 3.64 is the mean value. From this, if you subtract, you are going to get 2.34. Okay, so this is nothing but, so 3.64 minus 1.3. So this is the value we have got. This is the lower confidence limit. And coming to here, next one, if you add this one, you are going to get here 4.94, which is the upper confidence limit. So this is this one about confidence limits. If you subtract, you are going to get lower confidence limit. If you add, you are going to get upper confidence limits. So then what is confidence interval? So the confidence interval is between 2.34 to 4.94. So means what here? The confidence interval we are going to write here is 2.34 and the mean will be 3.64 and after that it will be 4.94. So this is nothing but confidence limit and confidence interval. So by this we can easily find the precision. Okay, so to minimize the error, these are the conditions we are going to use. First one mean, median, next one standard deviation, next one confidence limit. In the next class we can see the significant figures. Thank you.